Hi, I'm Monisha, and I bet if you're a follower of my YouTube channel, you've probably been a little confused because I'm supposed to post videos every Monday at 12 p.m. Didn't happen. And I have a very brief explanation for that. I live in Florida, so Hurricane Ian was pretty devastating. The first week that I missed making videos was because I was traveling, and I'm still learning how to create content and travel at the same time. I'm pretty good at doing it when it comes to written content. In fact, creating content and traveling when I'm writing actually becomes a lot easier. There was one time when I was flying overseas and I just wrote so much. It was so easy. Creating video content, not as easy for me. Something about being on camera makes me mildly uncomfortable. The last 2 weeks, the simple explanation is Hurricane Ian. One thing that I've been implementing in my life is doing less. Not that I am decreasing the quality of my work. It's actually more like doing less so I can accomplish more and increasing quality of my work, as opposed to trying to do multiple different things. I'm starting to zero in on what I'm good at and what is a priority, and doing one thing at a time so I can actually complete things well, and making sure that I'm fully grasping concepts. It's not easy to do things. I mean, depending on the thing. Some things are easy, other things not so easy, and they take a lot of time and practice. I figured today's vlog could be very simple just because I don't exactly have too much to say. I did have a past couple of weeks that were super interesting. For example, when I was in San Francisco, I attended Portola, and that was so much fun. I saw a lot of my favorite artists all at one time. I got to see Yeji. I think I got to see Flume. I definitely saw Kaytranada, which was amazing. Kaytranada is my favorite DJ, so it was super duper cool because there was even a point where I got to see him at a private VIP super cool party in a speakeasy situation. Very blessed to have had that experience. When Hurricane Ian happened the second week, we lost power, which was very sad. A lot of the plants are regenerating right now, which is great. I'm glad that they're able to regenerate. It's really cool to see, especially with the bananas, because if you chop them off at the top, you'll see them start to shoot up, almost like a lizard that has lost its tail. It'll start kind of like creeping out. It's really cool to see how equilibrium naturally occurs. And then the next week I decided, hey, I'm gonna create a video, and I did record a video, and I even tried to upload it, and YouTube wouldn't let me upload it. For some reason it just kept buffering and processing, and I just took it as a sign to not push myself, to not go above and beyond when I just experienced a natural disaster. That's pretty funny, you know? Like, I think it's funny because I think that I'm the type of person who keeps doing and pushing, and sometimes I struggle to identify when my body's in pain, when I'm not feeling good. I just keep going, and usually that doesn't really work out for me in the long run, which is why I am doing less to do more. Some really cool updates. I sent my proposal off to my agent, and I hope that she likes it. I'm willing to write a new proposal if need be, so that's something. I also am very fortunate because I am part of the Book Guild, or the Authors Guild. My apologies, it's the Authors Guild. What's cool about the Authors Guild is when you join the Authors Guild, you kind of have to lock in. You have to choose to lock in. When you choose to lock into the Authors Guild, you get different protections. And one of those protections is a lawyer, somebody who is specializing in law, contract law, will review your contract and basically help you know what to expect. So I don't have to review my contract I'm gonna obviously look at it, but I don't have to really be the person who's primarily reviewing my contract. Thankfully, the Authors Guild is going to help with that. So thank you, Authors Guild, for existing. And I'm very, very happy that one of my friends told me to join it. Because it's October, I'm also practicing Sober October, which means that I have been straight edge for the month of October. We're going on 2 weeks, and it's really interesting because I do ingest cannabis, and one thing that I've learned is cannabis can impact sleep. I have experienced cannabis impacting my ability to dream. It does feel like if I'm heavily ingesting cannabis, I'm less likely to remember my dreams. Now that I have been doing Sober October, I pretty much remember my dreams every single night, which is really, really cool. I also haven't been drinking, which is also nice. Sometimes I have Free Spirits gin. It's just the spirit of gin. Literally just like that. You do not taste the ethanol. Ethanol is what makes alcohol. Like, it's what makes it something that is poisonous and something that would make somebody feel wavy or whatever else they're feeling. I'll definitely say having the non-alcoholic is different from alcohol removed. Alcohol removed has traces of alcohol, whereas non-alcoholic just was made without the alcohol. And I will definitely say that I would even say with the alcohol removed, I can sorta taste the difference. As opposed to the alcohol that is just the alcohol that's not the spirits that are made not with the ethanol at all. The spirits that are made with the not ethanol at all, it tastes like drinking spices. It's really cute. And sometimes I think about when I become a parent, I would definitely have the completely ethanol non-existent spirits and basically act out things so my kids understand the dangers of alcohol. For the sake of this video, pretend this is alcohol. It's actually tea with pomegranate juice. Bleh, I feel sick. Blah, I want to vomit. Blah. I'm obviously going to have to practice my acting a little bit because I don't think my kids are just going to buy into it. But I want to show the dangers of alcohol without actually really having alcohol readily available. I don't know if I'm being silly, because I don't want them to be groomed into thinking that alcohol is something they should ingest by having non-alcoholic beverages there. That being said, I don't want them to associate alcoholic beverages with something that adults do. So knowing that they probably are going to be in a culture, in a world where alcohol is normal, I'm still thinking about this. I recently had a conversation with one of my friends where I explained, I really think that when pregnancy happens, my route of pregnancy would be doing the sober vessel. The sober ship. I would be a sober ship, just because I think that it's better to just be completely sober, so there are no risks being taken, at least for me. I wouldn't want to take any risk. I would rather just not. And I understand there are people who do and don't. For me, I'm the type of person where I would probably think about it too much after the fact. I just know who I am, and that's not a judgment to other people. I just know who I am, and because I know who I am, I know that it's probably better to just not, which is a part of the reason why I have really changed my relationship with different substances. I know that motherhood is something that I want to do, and looking at how old I am now, I'm kind of reaching that age where if something just naturally happens and someone's like, hey, I want to marry you because that's the only way I would have a child, I would have to be married for that child to happen, or else I'm just not going to have the child. It's just not gonna happen. Knowing that, it's kind of mentally prepared me to being the person that I want to be, being in the relationship that I want to be. I've just done a lot of lifestyle changes to achieve what it is that I would like to achieve, and that is mom, wife, author, some type of model. It's also pretty cool too because I've started to change the way that I go about dating. which is really nice. I have read and I continue to read and I continue to learn. And one thing that I'm starting to do is throwing away all the rules. I've seen so many different TikToks and Instagrammers and relationship experts say, and this is how you do it, and you have to be in your divine feminine, and that means you don't text back, and da-da. I think there's some truth to that. I think there's some truth to that in knowing what type of relationship is right to you and building a relationship with your feminine and masculine side. We all have feminine and masculine. Building that relationship and recognizing how much in a relationship you want to lean into the feminine energy as opposed to the masculine. Some people like being in their masculine, whereas some people prefer being in their feminine. Not that they're not going to have to do both. And I also think that there are archaic ideas as to what masculine and feminine is. I think that people don't see the feminine as being able to be domineering and being able to... I don't really like the word independent because I don't necessarily think we need to be independent, either gender or sexes, gender, like nobody really has to be independent of each other. I think that the feminine can be self-reliant and can make their own decisions. And I think that we have a lot of backwards thinking in regards to how we regard what a woman or man or non-binary person is supposed to do, as opposed to them just being themselves. And that's one of the biggest things that has changed how I dated. I just be myself and trust that when I meet somebody that likes who I am, that we're just like each other, hopefully. Until then, I'm enjoying life. One thing that I'm very excited about is I'm starting to release clothes. I'm not wearing any of my gear right now. However, if you follow my Instagram, you've probably seen it, and I will continue to post it because I'm really proud of it. It's clothes that really represent my style and my aesthetic, and some of the thoughts that I just think in my mind. So I'm really excited to be sharing that with the world. And I'm also doing an exercise challenge on my Instagram. It's going to be occurring during the month of November. The challenge is to exercise for 30 minutes a day, 5 times a week, so Monday through Friday. And the purpose of this is not to get super fit, it's not to lose weight, it's none of that. It's literally just to exercise. That's it. Just to get outside and get moving and to have some type of community and support while doing that. So if you're interested in being a part of that, feel free to follow me on Instagram. All the links to everything is going to be in the Sniffy link below, and you will be able to get on it to learn what's going on and ideally to join the pack. That is all that I have to say, and thank you for watching this video. If you're not already subscribed, press the subscribe button, and I will see you next week. Hopefully there are no natural disasters that ruin my ability to make videos because, geez, Hurricane Ian was pretty wild, huh?